Hello, folks, and welcome to Troy, Montana. This is Earl Teets, the Mountain Man. Today, we're going to do a special training for Solutions Will Profit called Your Success Training. Now, I run with 5 different trends. 3 of them teach an entrepreneur different strategies to gathering leads for any business on the internet. One of them shows the people who are entertaining their families with cable TV and satellite dish how to save over $1,000 a year on their family entertainment. And our 5th trend is health and wellness. It's a solution to the problem that whatever the body's facing health-wise. You know, when you give the body the right minerals it needs and the cells have the proper oxygen, it'd be amazing what happens. Now, I can't make claims of cure, diagnose anything, but I can give you the legit, real quick, of Solutions Will Profit. Whether you choose one option or all 5, my coaching that is normally billed out at $500 an hour is free for those that want to work for their own success. This is only going to happen in the first quarter of 2016. After that, the free coaching goes out the window. We'll already have a team of established producers, and the whole idea is to get people producing that have never produced before. And there's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to a task like that, because success is a process, folks. I'm going to teach you that process right here and right now. What I really need is just your permission to share some truth with you. Share some facts with you. Let this old toothless boy from Montana show you how you could capitalize on a process that puts money in your pocket. Now, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. It really is not a free lunch. I can tell you it's the best tasting lunch that you'll ever eat when it's prepared properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out what we call our strategies to success. This is our Solutions Will Profit Success Training. Whether you're in one or all 5 trends, this success training will apply on a universal level. This will even work for your network marketing companies that you're part of if you're not in any of these trends. The whole idea is to be able to give you the information that you need to understand how to capitalize on success in today's world of entrepreneurship, utilizing both high tech, the new technology stuff, and high touch, the old school ways. Now, you can build a business one or the other and be successful, but when you know how to embrace both, you can catapult your success where you want it to be. So the first thing we got to do is look at some basic stuff here, okay? One, we need to understand the process. Like I said, success is a process. And once you got that down, it makes it real easy. What's really the process of success? Well, think about it. It's really simple. In entrepreneurship, we're going to take an individual and show them how to get from point A, being not enough money or not enough time with the family, to point B, solid financial security and lots of time with the family. And when we can show a person how to get from point A to point B successfully, they join you. It really is that simple. The trick is not to sell them a business opportunity. We're going to show them that we have a path that's real and that we know how to take them where they want to go. And if they want to get on the bus to success, there's a seat for them. If they're not ready, we understand success is a process. Everybody's major life changes happens every 90 days. There's something major in every human being's life that takes place every 90 days. What does that mean? That means that every 90 days there is something that changes about the thought process of a human being. So if we understand that and recognize that maybe today they haven't matured enough to understand the exact fundamentals of how they get their hands on the money, could be why they're not producing or not signing up. So when they understand that, then they're ready to take action. Now, not everybody's ready at the same time, but if we follow up with those people consistently and recognize those patterns every 90 days, change for everyone, you know the timing might not have been right last time, but this time the timing is better. do you have the professionalism in you to follow that process? Because it doesn't matter what company you're earning with. You're going to go through this process every single time. Now, for those of you that are thinking, oh, Earl, when are you going to learn to just grab one opportunity and run with it? I want you to take a real hard look at the truth. Because the book I read, Bible, it says that the truth sets you free. Now, when I understand how to meet the need of the masses, I know that I can get a profit from that. When I understand from history that as a trend rises from 10% market domination to 80% market domination, fortunes have been created. You've heard me mention the story of the automobile in almost every presentation I do, because it's a fact that when that trend went from 10% market domination to 80% in a 27-year window without the internet, without the use of the telephone with the masses, that trend created more wealth around the globe, in the United States even, more wealth than our own country had seen since its birth as a nation. That's one trend in motion from 10% market domination to 80%. What is it that all entrepreneurs need online? They need to know how to get clicks to their website. So I have 3 different strategies, 3 different educational programs, 3 different situations that allow you to profit and gather those leads. The ones that don't want to work for a living are usually watching TV, right? So why not capitalize on that? Show them how to save $1,000 a year in programming and enjoy more bang for their buck for the family entertainment, so I can even profit off the ones that don't want to be entrepreneurs. And then last but not least, our 5th trend is health and wellness, the O2 worldwide. Why do we run with health and wellness? Well, think about it this way. Paul Zane Pilzer, leading economic forecaster on the planet, he says that health and wellness is where the most wealth is going to be developed over the next few decades. So as a student of the industry over 20 years in a row, I saw the perfect scenario to put together 5 different options that could help people that cost less than $60 to get started with. Now, there's advanced programs in each one where you could spend a little bit more money to position yourself more professionally to really capitalize on success. But to get your foot in the door, get started, have an ID number to run with, $60 a piece, under $2 each. We're talking $300 to start a business that allows you to trend and that allows you to capitalize on 5 different trends at once. Now, if you're not ready for 5 trends, that's okay. Just grab one and run with that one. And as you're comfortable, you can add a few more to the mix. The bottom line is you deserve success. What are you going to do to make the money? Do you understand the process? Because we go through the process no matter what company we're going to build. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the second thing is we need to plan your schedule in writing for 90 days. Now, why is that so important? It's so important that it was taught in a book that was originally wrote darn near 100 years ago, come to think of it. Think and Grow Rich, right? And then what happens now? New modern day technology catches up, but the same old principles of communicating with people, communication, folks, that has never changed. In this new book, Eric Worre, Go Pro, talks about if you want to have a successful career in network marketing, you need to make sure that you have a 90-day game plan in writing. Now let's look at some truth behind those facts. Go back into industry 40 years, and what can we see? We can see that over the last 40 years, that 97% of the people that try to earn in a home business fail, and 3% succeed. We can see that 95% of the companies starting out offering that great ground floor opportunity, they go out of business in less than 6 months. There might be a couple stragglers that make it 3 years. So we look at that process. We see the failure rate is high. What is it that the 3% of people building businesses that are succeeding are doing? We can duplicate those actions. And those actions are very simple. The 3% that are actually earning the big bucks, one thing they all have in common is they put that business plan in writing for 90 days. The other 97% don't do it, and they quit and jump from opportunity to opportunity until one day they mature as a seed growing through the dirt, you know. Wow, if I just do that 90-day action plan, I don't wake up on the first day after I spent my money, get started with my shiny new business, and ask the most common question, the number one question in all the 97% that fail is, now that I got my shiny new business, how do I make the money? Really? And that's where the failure rate's at. Because they think it's sissy stuff to plan their work and work their plan. But professionals plan their work and work their plan. So let's get off of that niche and get on to the next one. What are we going to do next? Number 3, we're going to complete daily actions to profits. We need to understand, in reality, it don't matter what business you're running. You have to have an action going on a daily basis that's going to produce profits. And if you don't do those daily actions, you're not going to make the money. So in this industry, can we wrap a game plan around somebody that's only got 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, and show them how we can turn that 1 hour a day, 5 days a week into $300? You know, a little bit more than minimum wage for 40 hours of work in the working world. So we can show them as an entrepreneur. If we do it as a professional, a simple path to $300 on 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Or we can show them a simple path to $10,000 in fast start commissions and over $1,000 in monthly residuals with just one single earning opportunity in 3 months' time. One work quarter on still part-time efforts of 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. Where are you going to put your plan? How much time have you got set aside 5 days a week to create your own success if your heart's desire truly is the ability to make money from home? Because reality is there is no such thing as something for nothing. Let's look at the businesses that start up and fail. The companies, the startup companies, 95% fail in the first 6 months. Why? Because they lead with the tyranny of free, and they offer something for nothing to get 100 people involved. And then after they've spent their money to get in, they have some kind of function, usually a gathering over the phone, on the internet, or in person, to show you that the next stage is where the serious upgrade, and only the serious will make it. And what happens? 98 out of 100 people quit because they feel like they've been misled, and they've got a sour subconscious experience in their mind. And then 2 out of the 100 say, that catch wasn't so bad, I think I can make it, and they go on to succeed. So if you recognize that that is a path that fails more than it succeeds, what can you do to change the pattern? It's really simple. You recognize what the daily habits to profits are, and you practice them daily. You put that plan into motion that you have in writing, and you're going to do what? You're going to share a solution with another human being that's got a problem. How are we going to do this? Well, it's simple. We got 5 things that we do when we're recruiting like a professional instead of selling like a snake oil salesman, okay? There's a big difference between the two. Or sales gal, salesmen or saleswomen. I don't know the proper technology. Everything changes every year. But let's take a look here. What are we going to do? We're going to ask that prospect some questions to find out what the problem is that they're facing that our solutions can help them with as an entrepreneur. So we get the problem. What are we going to do next? We're going to ask permission to share that solution. Gosh, I've heard you explain exactly what this problem is. The good news is, boy, we've got a solution and you're just absolutely going to love it. But the truth takes more than 30 seconds to explain. I'm human, you're human. We can understand that, can't we? So would 6 o'clock tonight or 7 o'clock tomorrow night be a better time for you to see all that information? It's going to take about 20 minutes with no interruptions in front of your computer. Which one of those fits your schedule best? Am I asking somebody for money? No. I'm asking them for their time to see a solution to the problem they've told me about. What do you think they want to do? They want the solution. It's not a shiny new business, is it? It's I'm explaining a problem to their solution, which is 5 different businesses. I just don't know which one's going to meet their needs or if all of them will. Some people are advanced entrepreneurs. Some of them are still crawling out of their pampers. We love them all, and we help them all at whatever stage they are to the next stage of growth. It's really a simple process. When you understand it, you can make a lot of profits with it. So, we demonstrate the personal action plan for number 4 at the scheduled time. And number 5, we show them an action plan that takes them from A, not enough time with the family. So family time or money. Not enough money in the budget. It's going to be family time or not enough money in the budget. Those are the 2 problems faced by the masses. So if we're going to show them how to get from A to B with a plan based on what they want to do, is it 1 hour a day, 2, 3, or 5? Based on what they want to do, not the company guru. Now, we've showed them a plan of actions that solve their problems and how they can do it on a realistic level. Because we showed them, well, if you want to make minimum wage on a small scale on part-time efforts, we can show you how to do that on 1 hour a day, 5 days per week. That's not hard to do. The question is, will you put those actions in 1 hour a day, 5 days a week? Are you willing to work for your own success, recognizing there's no such thing as something for nothing? And when you're willing to work for it, folks, it's there for you. So, what can we recognize with this training? We need to understand that number 4, we're going to attend company events. Because if we know what's going on, we know how to profit the most efficiently. It really is that simple. So what do I mean by events? Well, you got conference calls that show the plan for you or educate you. You have webinars that show the plan for you or educate you. And you have actual live functions where you travel to them and everybody gathers together and shares what's working. So if you avoid these functions, you're avoiding your education and mastering of the process to success. You're cheating yourself out of the success that you deserve because somebody somewhere along the line told you, that's sissy stuff. You don't need to do that to make money. And who said that? Somebody that's an employee? Think about this. 90% of America's wealth is held by 3% of the population. Those 3% are entrepreneurs. They're not employees. So if an employee that maybe has a retirement or a little money in the bank wants to voice their opinion on how something won't work that they know nothing about, why would you value that opinion? Instead, we're going to look at number 5. We're going to educate ourselves on our career field. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. So, what I do is I suggest books to get started. All right? My most favorite book in network marketing for today's age is Eric Worre's Go Pro. The book that made me my first month with a $5,000 commission when I had never even made $1,000 a month before was this little book right here. See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Now, when I got the fundamentals down in this book, I learned how to master those fundamentals in this book, Zig Ziglar's Secret to Closing the Sale. Now, those are 2 books that I've had over 20 years of my life, and I study them every single year because those fundamentals create millionaires. Again, those fundamentals create millionaires. Those fundamentals create millionaires. These fundamentals create millionaires. These fundamentals create millionaires. If you're not a reader, you'll never be a leader. I promise you that. I wouldn't be teaching this if it wasn't important. It's not sissy stuff. Think about this. As an accountant, as a lawyer, as a judge, as a doctor, as a musician, these are all professions that pay the big bucks, right? They got to go get an education before they even get to practice their trade. In entrepreneurship, we get to practice our trade as we develop our education. And if we're too lazy to develop our education properly It's going to affect our income. And the pay that's supposed to be coming in properly is not coming in properly. So you need to recognize that if you're going to dedicate yourself to success, you need to understand the process of how it's created. So what are we talking about? Understand the process. Plan your work in writing 90 days. Complete your daily actions to profits. We're going to attend company events, calls, webinars, and live functions. And we're going to read to educate ourselves to understand how to be up and above the rest by keeping our skills fresh. Why do we need to read if we've got experience? Why would I read after 20 years in this industry and success at building teams? I'll tell you why. Garbage in, garbage out. Okay? It's that simple. As an entrepreneur, we're going to deal with an extremely negative society. Put 16 hours of that negative into your noodle. What's going to come out your mouth? Negative garbage. But at the end of the day, if you put some positive stuff in your noodle, what's going to come out here? What developed in here while you were sleeping? Love, a plan of action, success, a way to achieve. You see what I'm saying? That's a lot better than the nightly news. The government's horrible. The company's in debt. There's diseases everywhere. There's earthquakes. We're all going to die. What do you want to put in your head? The best or the worst? What do you want to work for in your career? The best or the worst? Let's look at number 1. Business operating expenses should be your first goal in your first 30 days. I've got a business that's going to cost me $300 to get started with all 5 trends. I have a business that's going to cost me about another $450 to operate each and every month in my operation expenses. So if I can get those bases covered in my first 30 days with the right daily actions to profits, I've accomplished a great goal and positioned myself to grow. So, business producing operation expenses, how do we usually cover that? Well, it's simple. We don't get lost in the details. We get buried in our actions to profits. If we bring 3 people into one or all of the 5 trends, we will offset those costs and have enough profits made to where the business takes care of itself each and every month. But if we wait until the last day of the week, to the last minute of the day, to contact 2 people that already got plans in a hurry to do something else, call them on the phone and they're not interested, and go, oh, I worked my business today. Guess the business don't work. Don't follow up with them. Don't do nothing. What do you expect? Come on. We're talking about being a professional business builder. So we got to know where we're going when we first get started out, and that's where all the gurus leave that stuff out, because they want you to believe that if you don't rely on them, you ain't going to make any money, because they're insecure. The real issue is you. You need to make profits. You need to set that goal. Business producing operation expenses. That's goal number 1. 3 people in 30 days is not a hard process for any business. I did over 5 in my first 30 days, launching the brand, the Solutions Will Profit, in each one of the 5 trends. So, why couldn't you? I'm a toothless guy from Montana, okay? So let's take a look at our second goal of operation, is we want to get 10 team members producing their operation expenses in month number 2. By doing that, we're laying in a foundation of people working for their success and actually producing it. Why? Because they understand the process. They have their plan scheduled out in writing for 90 days. They complete their daily actions to profits. Because think about it. If you're planting seeds every day, 90 days go by. Now it's going to sprout through the dirt. And then you're planting seeds for another 90 days. Pretty soon, every day of the week, you got a harvest. But you'll never reach that every day of the week having a harvest until you plant 3 seasons in a row for 90 days, the seeds in the dirt that will eventually grow out of the dirt. You've got to be planting your seeds every single day in this business, whether it be a small scale or a big scale. That's how you produce. So, We're going to get 10 members producing their operation expenses. They won't quit when they're running a business that's paying for itself. That's month number 2. And then number 3 here takes place from day 1. We're going to mastermind daily with producers. Why? Remember the garbage in, garbage out? So if we get on a radio show and we can listen to how people are producing in this industry right now, we can understand what is working on the social networks through that radio show. We can understand what kind of conversations are being successful. We can understand what kind of struggles that we're all overcoming together as we're producing as entrepreneurs. Now, that is not a gathering of people to be suckered. That is a gathering of people with their minds focused on something more positive than the crap that's going on in the world that we can't do anything about anyhow. So think about what I'm saying. What I've shared with you today is an exact success blueprint. Now let's go back to the basics in the last 5 minutes of this presentation and look at what's created $10,000 incomes on one earning opportunity with the average network marketing companies. So we're going to look at $1,000 in residual income and $10,000 in fast start. What's the secret? We're going to do an online chat, a live belly-to-belly person conversation, over the phone call, or a text message with another human being, up to 25 contacts in a day to set 5 proper exposures to show them the plan. That's going to happen 125 times in 1 month, 375 times in 3 months, 1 work quarter. That's 1,500 contacts we made to fail our way to the top and not even gather a customer or a builder 1,025 times, to gather 100 customers to equal $1,000 in residual income, to get 20 business builders that equals $10,000 in fast start money because they prepared themselves with success with everything that trend has to option when you get started. So, you take a look at that process. Are we going to fail our way to the top? Absolutely. Success is all about learning from your failures and making progress. So we're not going to be afraid of it. We're going to embrace it. We're going to understand the process. We're going to plan our schedule in writing for 90 days. We're going to complete our daily actions of profit. We're going to attend the company events, calls, webinars, and functions. And we're going to read and educate ourselves on a daily basis. We're going to set a goal to find 3 people in our first 30 days so our operation expenses are covered. We're going to set month number 2 and have a goal to have 10 people with their operation expenses covered and in play. And our other goal is our daily mastermind with the people that are producing. And when you do all of this, you're understanding the process to success, because really that's what it's all about. If you want success, recognize it's a process and follow it with everything you got. You've got help each step of the way. Congratulations for taking the time to see solutions will profit process to success. Now, the good news behind this, we have 5 trends. And with network marketing companies, just one, usually 10 customers comes out to about maybe $100. With our first trend, 10 customers is $500. With our second trend, $200. Third trend, $50. Fourth trend, $1,500. Fifth trend, $200. That is $2,450 from 10 members in 1 month that go all in with all 5 trends. That's a good potential. Worth my efforts every day. Now, if they don't want all options, just want one, that's okay too. We're there to meet the client who wants to earn from home at their needs, not ours. That's the secret. Oh, by the way, with 5 trends, recognize that 1,000 is 5,000 and that 10,000 is a 50,000 potential. To dot all the I's and cross all the T's, TAearnings.com. is our disclaimer. There's no such thing as something for nothing. We work for our success in this industry. Congratulations for taking time to see how to create your own success. God bless you. Come join us. It really is your turn to earn. My name is Earl Teets, the Mountain Man from Troy, Montana. It's a blessing to help other people achieve for a living.